keeping your crown fit and your soul lit.
Too lit. Before lit.
This is the Crowns Up Podcast with Xavier Brandon, the #1 spot for hip hop, faith, and culture.
I do this for my culture.
Streaming on all digital and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Crowns Up Pod. Subscribe and like on YouTube and get the latest hip hop news and what's good with the culture.
Represent the entire hip hop culture, man.
Meet us at the crossroads for dope convos and questions on faith. Get the barbershop debate raw and real with top 5 interviews with family, influencers, and get a mic check with your favorite artists.
Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Remember to always keep your crowns up.
This is John Kennedy, and this is the Crowns Up Podcast. Keep your crowns up.
Yo, what's poppin', family? It's Xavier Brandon, and this is the Crowns Up Podcast, keeping your crown fit and your soul lit. You know, the #1 spot for hip hop, faith, and culture, man. I'm so glad to be with you in the year 2021. If you're watching this, we made it, baby. We made it. We did it. We're here, okay? 2020 was a rough year. It's in the past. We're on to some new and better things. As always, make sure you follow, subscribe to us at Crowns Up Pod on all social media. That's CROWNSUPPOD. Follow, subscribe. We're on all digital streaming platforms, all DSPs. Make sure that you write a review. Make sure that you share with everybody you know. Make sure that you're tapped in. You already know. #1 spot, hip hop, faith, and culture. Now, some of you may be asking, oh, what happened to X? What happened to Professor X? Yo, I am still here. However, it's a new year. New me, okay? My name is powerful, all right? So we got to make sure, you know, the branding is right. Make sure everything's it. So if you knew me as X, yo, I'm still here. If you knew me as Professor X, I'm still here. If you don't know me, I'm Xavier Brandon, and welcome to the Crowns Up Podcast. Yo, we got a great show today. I am extremely excited, man. I was so anxious, like, leading up to this, which was yesterday. You know what I mean? In my spirit and my emotions, I was really, really hyped and excited, man. I was like, yo, I went to go pick up Lenny. Y'all already know Lenny's on the video and stuff like that. I picked up my cousin early. I got me a fresh cut. I'm like, yo, we about to go to the man spot. So I need to hurry up and get there. Yo, this man right here means so much to me, man. Like, this man picked me up in the AUC walking on Clark Atlanta's promenade. I walked past him. He said, yo, come here. And ever since then, I have been rolling with this man. This man is a New York Giant. He is a phenomenal human being. He's been a great big brother to me. This man has allowed me to speak on stages and platforms. He gave me opportunities when I didn't have opportunity. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He married me. God dang, he dedicated all my kids. This man, outside of Jesus of Nazareth and a few other good men, has single-handedly helped to produce the man that you see today. So I'm forever grateful. He is a bishop. He is a speaker, an author, a father, a husband, and a lyricist as well. But he won't let you know that. He got bars too, okay? He's my big brother. To introduce to some, present to others, y'all give it up to my big brother, Bishop John Mac Kennedy Jr. Yo, what's poppin'?
What's going on, fam? And what's up to the X family out there? I'm gonna call y'all the X family, man. This is the year for y'all to be that group of people, man, that make a difference. I really believe, and as I was listening to you say and letting people know you're back, the reality is you got a following, you got a group of people out there that believe, that listen and know, and they're thriving to make a difference. So X family, make a difference out there. Do not play this year. Make a difference, yo.
Facts.
So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be with you, man. I am.
You seem excited. You comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable. I was just telling you earlier, this is my first. I love all of the first things I'm doing in this year. I really believe everything that we get an opportunity to do the first at, we need to set the bar high. So when we talk about rap, if we do later on, I got some thoughts out there when I start being asked questions about rappers and things of that nature. I always ask, yo, is their first rememberable?
Yeah.
If the first isn't rememberable, man, you know what? You just wasting time.
Well, your first podcast is the Crowns Up Podcast with your little brother, and I'm honored and privileged that you would choose to be here. You could be anywhere in the world. but you chose to be with us.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate that. All right.
I'm happy to be here.
So we got to get into what's good with the culture. All right. So as you know, what's good with the culture is our segment where we dissect a little report about what's happening. And there's been a lot happening specifically this week. So we're going to get to it. All right. Number one. Okay. Thoughts and prayers out to Dr. Dre.
Yes.
To the West Coast legend, a producer extraordinaire. We know that Dr. Dre has suffered an aneurysm. I heard from Exhibit that he was doing better, and so he's recovering. But at the same time where he's trying to recover, he also is going through a divorce and separation from his wife. And he has decided to offer up a couple $1 million in spousal support in addition to what he's already paying as far as bills and things for him, for her, as well as her mom. Kennedy being married, being a man, you know what I mean, knowing Dr. Dre's legacy.
Yes.
Is it worth it to just settle things peacefully so that you can have a little bit more peace in your life? Or do you fight until, you can't fight no more? Like, what's your take?
Wow. First, good question. And prayers go up to him, his wife, the family, everybody and everything that's being affected right now. Because when you're going through something like this, everything is being affected, as well his health. So, this is kind of like a hard time to be sick in the hospital or anything going on. So really big ups to him for even taking the time and saying, yo, let me get myself better. Now, should Dr. Dre continue in the path that he's on, allegedly? Because, there's a whole lot of things that we probably don't know. And why he's like, yo, let me continue to give you a little more money. Let this settle. You know, when you're talking about family, if God forbid me and my wife was to ever be like, yo, I'm out of here, we be trying to, I'm gonna give you a little bit more money. Let me keep the plants. Don't take that. Give me this.
Right.
So the money has a lot to do with a whole lot of life that was built together. Yeah. So when we talk about, giving them money, let's look at this. Dr. Dre is, when I did my little homework, he's 55, right? He's 55 years old. I'm 51. Dr. Dre was a millionaire for years now. Yeah. Right? He's an icon, an anomaly, you know what I'm saying, amongst those coming out of, the California area. And we look at him, when I look at him, Dr. Dre is number 4 on the, the Forbes list, the richest rappers. Number 4. Right? Now, we just paint the picture, right? Number 4. And Joker's is, everybody above him is a billion status right now. He's almost there. The money that he's giving up is nothing compared to a 55-year-old man wanting to keep peace, hold on to and maintain what it is I believe he's taken all of these years to grow. Yeah. So, you talk about an aneurysm, man. A blood vessel busting in your head out behind stress or whatever, and it put you down, and then your wife leaving you, what do you want more? At this moment, life. Yeah. So we look at money, because some of us is trying to reach the status of what he giving her, but what he's giving her, he's been had. Right. And could potentially still keep making if he's living. Yeah. But if he dies, you know what I'm saying? That money is nothing anymore. So, it's a good conversation. But for a brother like me that's 51, I'm mad, give me some peace. Yeah. Because now I want the rest of my life is kind of a little shorter than the life I just lived. Yeah. And is the money worth it? It's not worth us fighting. Yeah. They'll take this cash.
I agree with you. I must say, I haven't been married as long as probably Dre or you. But what I do know is that peace of mind is invaluable. You know what I'm saying? And so if you got to take this little money, you know what I mean? And I don't know if the blood I don't know how it happened, where it came from. We know stress and stuff like that. But if this was in some way a way of God trying to wake Dre up, you know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, yo, you want $2 million? Yo, whatever I got to give you, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure she was there when after he left Death Row and Aftermath was built and the Beats by Dre, you know what I mean? And she was holding it down. You know what I mean? I don't know how much that's worth. You know what I'm saying?
Can you put a real price
I don't know if you can put a price on that. You know what I mean? I got Beats by Dre right here. I'm sure, you know what I mean? She was around during that time to make sure that industry popped. So definitely prayers for Dr. Dre. Man, whatever you got to do, whether you're in a situation like Dre or you in a relationship, whatever like that, do whatever it takes to get your peace of mind. You know what I mean? So that you can live well and be around for the next generation. You know what I mean? I'm sure his kids want him around. I mean, besides us being fans and wanting him around for our selfishness, you know what I mean? For the next, Detox album, if that ever drops. You know what I mean? Like, besides that, we want Dre to be healthy. We want anybody to be healthy. So definitely, Dr. Dre, you're in our prayers, and we hope you get better, man. Next thing we got to get into is Dre's protege, Snoop Dogg. Snoop is a one of a kind type of individual. Okay, this man, I don't know if there's anything he can't do, Kennedy. I mean, my man has hosted or commentated in the Tyson Jones fight, right? And did a phenomenal job of that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? He continues to reinvent himself. Yes. And now, apparently, he was in a wrestling ring, jumping off the top rope, you know what I mean, and won. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I mean? We can get into whether wrestling is fake or not. That's not the point. The point is that Snoop is continuing to be an icon and dominate in this industry. And so from a person of being around hip-hop since the birth of it, what does it say about our icons and our hip-hop artists who continue to grow and evolve, and change? Like, what does that say to us, like, as we get older and we have to navigate the waters of our relevancy, and how do we still become effective? Like, what's your take?
I like that. As the amazing thing, and I think X might have picked me to talk right now, because me and all of these guys he's talking about, we're all in the same age, and we're around that same age, and we're in that era. And the beauty is, when I look at a Snoop Dogg, I look at a Dr. Dre, I look at so many others, and that we're not talking about, but just in the same category or class. An LL, Fresh Prince, Will Smith, Jay-Z, and the things he would own and what he would do. When we look at them be able to transcend rap and go into other genres or other, areas or lanes, it just says that there's more to us than a lot of people want to hold you to. A lot of people would try to hold a lot of our young men and young women in culture to just dancing, rapping, and things of that nature, when after playing basketball, football, and rapping, there's still a whole life left. Yeah. And we are gifted. Just because one gift we use open many doors doesn't mean we still don't have other gifts that we can use. Now, the whole Snoop Dogg and the wrestling piece, it's good marketing. I would say for all of us, man, learn from the best. What am I saying? What am I learn from the best? We look at wrestlers that left wrestling and went into acting. The Rock. We look at many of them. They left and went into acting. Now, some we would say probably shouldn't, but they were still marketable. You know what I'm saying? But they did. Why can't we, go over into other genres where we still affect people? People who like wrestling listen to music. Yeah. They like Snoop Dogg. Snoop is not just wrestling. Snoop is dealing with Martha Stewart, with cooking and everything. So I just think when you first believe in yourself, X, and to all of the X followers, right? That X clan out there. I don't know, I'm gonna come up with a name for y'all, but for all of y'all, when you first believe in yourself, deal with this reality. I believe in me. So then there's nothing I can't do. Yeah. Now, the preacher in me would say, I can do all things. Now, if it says all things, what is limited in the all things? Right? We had a black president for 8 years. We already went black high level. Now we got a black vice president black woman, but we had a man that wasn't even a politician become a president. In New York, we just known him as, that dude who was always that dude, but he became a president. Why can't you and I really believe that there's nothing we can't do? Yeah. But the problem is, a lot of us, we can get into it later, but a lot of us, we believe more in other people than we do ourselves. And we're not believing enough in ourselves to want to get enough people to believe in us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of you X-fans, X-Clan, I'm going to get some for you. You know what I'm saying? X-people, you know, you X-Men, you know, all of you know what I'm saying? Really, you know, get behind Xavier because everything he's going to say is also going to encourage you to be the best you. And there's nothing you can't do, you know. So Snoop, you know, hats off to Snoop. The brother came from the street where, you know, so many brothers next to him probably died and he made it to now not only be in the ring, but jump off the rope. Yeah. You know, what more can you say to a path like that? You know, like a Jay-Z, a brother can come from the street and then pack out Madison Square Garden. When we would just want to get front row seats, you know what I'm saying? He the center act. From the streets, you know, so it's just big ups to them, you know what I'm saying? And brothers of that age like me, there's still more, you know, so there's still so much more. And yo, you're not done until you're done.
I think a lot of them, Kennedy, gave us the blueprint. Like we're seeing the blueprint worked out. You know what I mean? You get one thing to pop, whether it's your rap, your bars, your skills. You know what I mean? And then at a time where you can leave being hot or not. You know what I mean? You could do the Mace route and be like, okay, I'm hot, but now I need to go do this thing over here. And call a shout out to Pastor Mace. I know you just got pastor of the Go Church. You know, shout out to you coming back. You know, shout out to you. Or you can go to LL route. You know what I mean, and then start acting. You know, now you're on NCIS. You know what I mean. You're in too deep. You're God. You know what I mean. You could go to Will Smith and completely raise a whole generation. You know what I mean, off of songs and movies, and you know what I mean. And now you could be Snoop. You could be commentating in boxing matches and flying off the top rope, you know what I mean, to promote your own show that you got going, and cooking with Martha Stewart. Like
you could be 50 Cent. You could be right in power. Come on,
you could be
from South Jamaica, Queens, South Ozone Park. You know, come on, from South Ozone Park. You know, and to think anything that good can come out of Jamaica, Queens, and do something like that. So it's just amazing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Snoop. Shout out to all our hip hop community. Definitely dope. As always ask my guest Kennedy, what you been listening to? What's in your music? What you been bumping with?
Man, it's amazing that we're talking about this. I've been listening to, and I just started listening to, so don't try to get me to sing none of his songs yet, you know. But the one dude I've been following once again, it's a native New Yorker, of course, has been Busta Rhymes. You know, it's been Busta Rhymes, and I've been following Busta Rhymes for different reasons. The first reason is I've been following Busta Rhymes because I know his career. I met Busta Rhymes way back in the 80s, early 90s, excuse me, not 80s, early 90s, when I was in Union City going to a friend's house. He was young at the time. He was the leaders of the new school. And at that time, you know, I had left the rap game. And I was going into, you know, business owning and all other things, right? So I was like, rap is cool. Y'all can do that. I'm going to make this money over here like this. And I met him and I saw this young dude, Slim, revolve to become who he is. But what I love most about Busta Rhymes today is that his niche. He never changed his niche, you know what I'm saying? Although he has transcended time. Right. Find your niche, man. You know, he still has his same style, his same swag, you know, but he's able to become, you know, he's able to become all things to all men. Yeah. That he might win some, but still be himself doing it. Yeah. And I love that I'm seeing him do that. And now at the age of, I believe, Bus is 48, right? You know, at the age of 48, you dropping a new album, rapping, you know, and it tells a brother like me who just turned 51, listen, you know, you might go through some times in your life that may be slow, you know, and you may not be, you know what I'm saying, with the head of the pack, you know what I'm saying, but you're close enough in it that your day will come. Yeah. You know, and after dropping this album and a few more things, I think Busta Rhymes will probably shoot up there to one of the top 4. Not in the greatest of all time, but one of the top 4 and most lucrative rappers. And look at from where he came. Yeah. You know, he'll be one of those, he'll be making that type of money.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, Busta Buzz, ELE2, if you haven't listened to it, Extinction Level Event 2 it's a movie. It's a sonically induced movie from the beginning it's a sonically induced movie, man. Like from the time you start to the time it ends. Go listen to the deluxe version. know what I mean? Definitely bars, definitely a lot of old school, new school feel to it. It's definitely dope. Shout out to Busta Bus. Somebody pull up on Busta for his verses and get this work, okay? Because Busta Bus, you gonna have a day, but Busta Bus ain't nothing to play with. I've been listening to Toby Nwigwe. I shout out Toby all the time from Southwest A-Leaf, Texas. He is a phenomenal, dope lyricist. He dropped a project called Cinco Originals. It's the 5th installment with him, his wife, his producer Nell, and they have they got a lot of artists on there. Black Thought's on there, Royce the 5'9", D Smoke, Bun B, Sahai, a lot more. So definitely, if you haven't listened to Cinco Originals, Big Crit, he on there.
My wife likes it.
Yeah, go listen to Toby. Also, Jack Harlow got a pretty solid project. It's cool, nice, good riding music. I've been listening to Jack and Snow Allegra. For all my R&B people, Snow had a project last year called Those Feels Again, and Snow is still bumping. Whoa, I Want You Around. Go pick up some Snow in your life, all right? So now we got to get into the Crossroads segment of the show where we talk about an issue of faith that our generations are dealing with. And unless you've been living under a rock, then you already know what we about to get into. On Wednesday, okay, there was a terrorist attack on the capital of the United States. Thugs, hooligans, goons, and all stormed the Capitol. If you don't know, I'm talking about the Trump supporters who decided to overtake the Capitol, bust through windows, climb the wall looking like Spider-Man, to try to stop the electoral count for the election. Pretty much naming Donald Trump the loser and President-elect Joe Biden the winner. 5 people were killed. 1 police officer, another woman, I believe, was shot by the Secret Service. There's a lot of things happening. 1 person was in Nancy Pelosi's office, just sitting in her chair. Somebody stole a podium. There's a lot of aftermath. I think the security decided to resign. There's a lot of stuff to say. A lot of people have different views. And I wanted to know from you, Kennedy, what, if anything, what does the church have to say? Does the church have anything to say? Should the church say anything? So that you used to always say, we give a certain topic, you be like, yo, well, who gonna preach to that? You know what I mean? What can we preach to that? I want to know, can we preach to this? And if so, what is it? Because honestly, on Wednesday, people were asking me, I'm like, I ain't surprised, but I ain't have no words. I'm like, look, white people been white people in for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't, I'm not surprised. This is America, land of the free, home of the brave. It don't apply to us as African Americans and minorities. We know that. We've given opportunities, but things happen. But as a, whether you want to say as a bishop, as an evangelist, as a pastor, as a teacher, as you, you know what I mean? What we got to say? What should we say?
Oh my goodness.
Loaded question,
yes, I know. Loaded question. I'm going to take the posture that one of my great professors at Beulah would say to me and say, when you say something, make sure you unpack it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to unpack my statement. It's America. And now let me unpack it. Mm-hmm. Because just for that to be my answer, it'd be like, listen, what do you say to that? Can you preach to that? It's America. Now, it's America here. But outside of this country, what we saw on this week, everyone else saw as the American way. Mm. What do I mean? We see and watch so many other countries storm the embassies. Mm. We see them overrun government. And we see the American people, we go in and we engage and involved in our American way. On what other people are doing in their land. Now, the only problem I have with one of the statements that X just said was this. Over there, when the people of the land are storming their own land and overthrowing their own government, are they terrorists? Mm. Are they citizens of the land expressing, how they feel about the government and what the government is doing? And I get it. You know, we are the type of people where the Americans, and we are in blacks, we got to understand something. We're acting just like Americans because we're looking at a people do something and we're voicing an opinion about it negatively. So America does that all the time when it goes over to another people group doing something that we don't like what they're doing, and then we invade their opinions with ours.
That's a fact.
So now we're acting like Americans. You know, so but can I preach to that? Of course I can. Jesus would say, render unto Caesar what Caesar's. You know, let them government people do what they doing, man. You know, why are we, you know, he would go into Rome and say, I ain't coming here to overthrow, you know what I'm saying, Caesar and all of them. Y'all, you know, I came to bring a kingdom, but why y'all want me to come in here and overthrow, you know, this man? And now this man, he's worried for his life because here Jesus got this big old following. It's like, well, did he really come to take my seat? Jesus didn't say I did. He said I came for a particular purpose to establish something on this earth for my Father, but I ain't come to overthrow governments. So the church, I don't know. I don't see nowhere in the Bible that the church, you know what I'm saying, should be so opinionated about, you know what I'm saying, the direction of government. Nowhere in the Bible. While there's bad government all through the Bible.
Facts.
There was bad government all through the Bible, right? And, you know, so as a bishop, I would say we still got to be focused on the kingdom that this world haven't yet seen, that we're not building, right? And a lot of people won't want to have that dialogue because a lot of people want to learn how to build that kingdom versus we just re-strengthened another government. Again, we just re-strengthened it by the ability that we have, and that is to, you know what I'm saying, cast vote, opinion, and come together. So we re-strengthened the government. And that's understandable. It's just the government. And hats off to everybody who won. Who, no matter who won. Hats off to everybody who won. But all we just did was, you know what I'm saying, all of us came together and voted somebody into a job.
Yeah.
So these people are living out their careers.
Yeah.
I do have a question though for all of us Americans, black and white. After they get on their job, because they got jobs, what are you about to do?
Yeah.
Like these men are that's just a job. And then Trump only had a job that only was on 4 years or 8 years. He wouldn't have had a job no more than that, right? It was one or the other. He was going to either go for more on his job or not. And the police, they work for somebody. So when we get into all of these actions about, you know what I'm saying, police brutality and all of that, they're employees. Last time I remember, if I go to Burger King and the person at the register jumped across the counter and punched me in my face, I can punch them in their face back. But why do that when I can now sue Burger King and make Burger King deal with the employee? Yeah. So, if a cop is in Atlanta, a Fulton County police officer do something to somebody, we need to go to the people that hired him. Right. Not the president. President didn't hire him. He was hired by Fulton County. He's an employee. We got to learn where to take our fights and then, you know what I'm saying, and then stop trying to let people, you know, get us into some of the agendas that don't never fix the problem or the cause. Now, this whole piece, they're not terrorists. These are Americans. These are the same Americans several years back. They're just the children of some of these Americans that had an opinion that caused a war with their own brothers. Right? So white America, it's not new. White America fought white America before. Yeah. And black people was in the middle of it. Yeah. Once again, welcome black America. We're in the middle of white America fighting white America as black people. Now, I'm not saying that as a Christian, just a black man in America. And now my vote count, my vote matter. Now all of a sudden I got a voice. I love the fact that in 2020, black people was important. I wish we would have been this important when Barack was in office though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That he would have empowered, you know what I'm saying, me as a black man, as Trump empowered, you know what I'm saying? I call them the Duck Dynasty people who are still here. You know what I'm saying? You know, as Kamala is about to empower, you know, women. You know what I'm saying? Adam and women. I just wish, you know what I'm saying, we would have been able to be a little more empowered. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, and had this much, you know, matter. I wish we would have had this much matter, you know what I'm saying? Several years ago. Right. And we had 8 years of being able to be really super. Yeah. And we wasn't. So now, where's the church stand? Some 8 years ago, I was vexed back when we had a black president in office and the church did nothing. People got shot up in the church praying. Yeah. That's when the church was supposed to get involved. Jews, you run up on a Jew land and you do something to Jews while they doing something. You run up in a Catholic church. So when you start to want to involve the church, and you start to, might have an opinion and we can pray, but when you run up into the church and you murder people praying, our engagement should have been there and never ended. But, it wasn't as important, and obviously we moved on.
Man, that's real. That's real, Kennedy. So let me get into some of the things that you said. I think that was really great. Reason why I called them terrorists, because they're quick to call, again, Americans, being American, quick to call other people terrorists who do the exact same thing. Quick to call minority groups terrorists. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who aren't actually terrorizing anybody or anything. You know what I mean? But yet, or call us rioters.
Yes.
Or looters.
Yes.
Or hooligans. Or whatever they want to name us. Yet, they fail to call themselves the same thing. But, I guess that's like the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to admit your own fault, you know what I mean, in this system? So,
well, you gotta ask the question, now who are you talking about? Once again, there was only one thing I did like that Trump did. I like the fact that he attacked something that we all used to attack, but now is our friend. And that's the media. He came in attacking the media. Now the media, which control the narrative, is the ones that should be calling the names, and they're not. So let's keep everything where it should be. So the media is not saying, rioters, thugs. They're not putting these slogans out there. But when the media put it out there, yes, you and I can say it comes from somewhere. Yeah. Somebody gives that to them and then they say it. But the media also operates sometimes as with freedom, and some of the freedoms they had when they called Obama out of his name, they will say certain things. So the media is also another,
it's also like, but the media is also the reason why he's in power in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
You know what I mean? So
again, social media.
Well,
let's say, this president used social media strong, and he used it strong, and that's why you got to take this Twitter away from him, because he recognized, like we do, if I build up an amazing following on Facebook and on Twitter, I don't need CNN. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, even in the rap game, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and Beyonce found out, I don't need I don't need the mainstream. Right. If I can go out here and go live and get all of y'all buying this today, all I gotta do is set up a platform for you all to get it directly from me versus go this way. There's other platforms. We just are empowered once again. Media. Now, these big networks, man, were under attack as well over these 4 years. Yeah. And they were being shut down by the president, not by you and I, because you and I used to be upset. Well, I did. I don't know about you. I used to be upset. You come to my neighborhood, something went down. You find the most unintelligent person to put a mic in their face. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to ask them something, and then we get the term beaters from where? It's a white t-shirt, but where we get beaters from? And then, come on, that was a media, and I'm not against the media. Media is good, because we know the media can pick you up, and they can also tear you down. Yeah. And it's guys, we just gotta, we just gotta know that out here we fighting, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of different, people coming together, and waging war. Yeah. And all these people coming together waging war, you got to ask yourself the question, what's the ultimate prize? Not what's the biggest fight. Because we can distract you over here with a big fight and get your eye off the prize. What's the actual prize? What are we fighting for? Yeah. At the end of the day, and that's that's coming from the 51-year-old. I don't expect everybody to be thinking that way, but that's coming from a dude who say and everything else we're talking about. Is the money worth it? Is it really about the money? What is it? What is that about? What happened on Wednesday that we didn't focus on while focusing on that? Now, I'll tell you one of the things that's upset me on Wednesday while the terrorist was running wild over there, and and this was almost about as fake as wrestling. When the terrorists was running around over there and the cops wasn't nowhere to be found, and SWAT wasn't flying in, no helicopters was dropping people out.
Tear gas.
No tear gas, and nobody got hurt. They didn't spray paint nothing up. You know what I'm saying? They just climbed over some walls and flipped over some tables and threw some paper in the air, right? But at the same time, at South Stonecrest Mall, y'all was out there giving, vaccines into a community. unannounced, right? So we just got to ask the question, what's the bigger agenda? What's really going on while they got our attention in other places? So that's just me throwing something out.
No, that's real. That's real. One of
the
the things that I think was really crazy was that it seemed like we had a victory. You know, Georgia had won. We had the first black African-American senator with Reverend Raphael Warnock won. You know, we had John Ossoff who won the state, which means that the Democrats can now control the Senate. It seemed like a big victory, and then all of a sudden, the victory is like snatched away. It's like when it's your birthday, right? And you get your birthday cake, and you get the ice cream and stuff like that, and then somebody just decides they want to just smash the cake. You know what I mean? You can't even enjoy. It's like it seemed like for some, maybe not for all, but for some, it seemed like the life of celebration just got sucked out of them because we had this thing apart. One of the things that I think is really interesting is, like you said, we need to figure out, what are we missing while this is trying to distract us. But I think it's interesting when we talk about the church because a lot of these supporters would be considered white Christian evangelical individuals who believe in the Bible and who probably believe that what they're doing is for God's kingdom and on God's behalf. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People have done, we know history shows that people have done a lot of things under Jesus and God's name or whatever like that, right? I think that, I don't know what the stance should be, you know what I mean? But I think we need to figure out what the stance is. And at least put, and I know that's a big ideal because the church, the universal church is broken up into many different churches and everybody we don't even agree whether or not we believe this is right or this is wrong and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But I do say there's an opportunity out there for at least, whether it's pastors, bishops, lay people, or you just a Easter, Christmas, you know what I mean, New Year's type of person. You know what I mean? There's an opportunity for us to allow our faith to be made known, whether it's through love your neighbor as you love yourself, whether it's forgive those, bless those who spitefully or do wrong to you, or, you know what I mean? Whatever position you take, I do think there's an opportunity for something to be shown. And I think it may not be our responsibility to get involved in government because I said the exact same thing. Render to Caesar what Caesar, render to God was God. But if we are gods, you know what I mean, then we should be rendered to him, surrendered to him, flow through his spirit. And I think it's going to be interesting Sunday for some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, only because this is good conversation. My problem, X, is this, and I don't want to take too long on this answer. My problem is this. I've had some amazing moments in ministry.
Yeah.
I was a young man, the ministry was taking me to Africa, Venezuela, out of this country. Ministry did. Just like, we would talk about a Snoop Dogg, dude from the street, come here, these things happen, get married, 3 kids, and still just 51 years old with a lot of life in front of me. I'm picking my fights, and when I pick my fights with the greatest chance of victory. Paul said, I'm not swinging at the wind. We got too many Christians having dialogue and it's wind swinging. Because there's no end game. And what's the result? What's the prize? David said it best about a Goliath. If you want to make what happened this weekend and everything we told about, if you make it on a Goliath size, right? And you say, well, where's the church? The church should say this then. What will I get when I slay him? If everybody else hiding, everybody else, and this Goliath is big and he bad, and he just took our party, right? He just stole our party, and he's putting a damper on it. What am I gonna get when I slay him? Okay, and if that can't be told to me what I'm gonna get when I slay him, then let's just have the dialogue on why y'all hiding. Why you still hiding? Let's just have this dialogue. I just came to feed y'all, and y'all the greatest of them. Now when we start talking about the y'all, right? We start talking about the people with the power. Come on, man. We got people with money that should be answering this question.
Yeah.
We got money people. I'm not talking about play. You know, stop wanting a janitor to fix the company. We out here running these streets, you know what I'm saying? And we worried about the people who ain't making the decisions.
Yeah.
The big people. So, and it's good for business as long as we still talking about it. It's good for, you know, media. It's good for the news. It's good if we still talk about it. So at the end of the day, you know, Sunday is going to be interesting, but the church ain't got nothing to say about it because God ain't saying nothing about that. If you want to put God in something, don't put it in this government. Put it in what shut everybody down last year. You see, we was quiet with this COVID-19. But our faith, we only got faith the size of government, politics, and conversations. You know, come on, man. If I got to keep using my faith for that, but then I can have people go to the hospital and nobody can go in there and visit them and they can die, and then loved ones can't, you know, go to the gravesite with their loved ones. Yo, talk about something that matters. People in the hospital now when clergy can't even get in there and see them. We can't even go visit a loved one who can't be with a loved one because we too afraid to come out of our own homes and knock on their doors. It's people in prison that ain't had a visitor, you know what I'm saying, in almost a year darn near, since March. And he says real religion is doing what?
Caring for the orphans and the widows. Yeah. Yo.
You see? So the church, yo, listen, let's refocus. And once we refocus, Jesus will come in and say, there's enough down and out. Let them jokers handle that. And that crazy that they doing, you know what I'm saying, it's only going to be crazy for a minute. You know, and even then, once again, listen, y'all, I hate this. I'm 6'3" and I'm all black, right? And for the past 4 years, now listen, we've had cops killing us in New York for the longest. We've had beef. We ain't never had no cop love.
Right.
So I'm not going to act brand new with all of this cop stuff first. Don't talk to me like this is a new thing. You know, I'm the wrong person to come at. You know what I'm saying? For Rockaway, I ran up out there. That was my friend who got murdered out there. We terrorized. We did our thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, that was then. All right, this stuff that's going on, you know, it's Rodney King, all that stuff been going on. Yo, it needs to stop. But the bigger problem, right? You want to know the bigger problem? Yo, I'm 51 years old, man, and the church really hasn't shown and displayed any power
at all.
And I guess that's why I'm a bishop, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to deal with the church on that. We got to display and show real power. We feeding like, you know, Red Cross. And big ups to that, you know, that we feeding people. But Jesus said he's anointed to preach the gospel to the poor, to heal the sick, you know what I'm saying? The brokenhearted, set liberty to the captives. Those, yo, come on, we're not doing that. We're not establishing nothing that people can come in and be free. We're not. And the church got to be, you know, the church got to reevaluate. We got to do what all of these rappers is doing, man. We got to be able to, you know, if you're going to matter, you got to be able to go into another genre. You know, so,
that's a bar right there.
You know, if you can't, as a church, you know, like you would say to me, I would say, yo, can you preach to this? Today, I done went back into the dog world. I'm back with my pit bulls. I realized, man, there's a group of young men out there don't care about nothing. Man, dog world money is, they spending $5,000, $10,000 on dog. Yo, the money is out there. But it's a world full of people out there that we ain't trying to reach because, you know, we trying to have conversation. And I can't spend, you know, this latter part of my life in these dialogues that are just what we used to call healthy conversation. But James was talking to us when he says, a faith without a work is dead. You know, so, you know, you got one man to be a preacher and say, yo, I'm going to run for office and go up and make a difference. But, yo, you got one vote that's going to be cast against other people with agendas. And if you're not on God's side, you're on another side. And God ain't Democrat or Republican. You know, so you got to vote according to the party and the policies, man. So, church, get up out of there, man. And stop. And, yo, listen, we need to stop. We need to stop that. We got to stop fighting amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? There are Christians that's out there doing war, killing people. That's, you know, because what we call a Christian is wrong anyway. They're believers in Christ, and these believers in Christ are, you know, growing in their faith if they're somewhere practicing it. If they're not, There'll be many believers in heaven that has done some bad things. Whether they're evangelical, Baptist, whatever you want to call them, you know what I'm saying? They're all a part of the body of Christ. And when we cut our hand off, because we don't like what our hand is doing, you know, we're severing our body. And the Bible tells us you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't say to evangelical they're not needed.
Yeah.
You know, even though we may not agree with what they do, we still can't say they're not needed because they are Christians. We're the only people, man, continually, and our faith is not strong. Muslims are strong, man. You ain't gonna catch Muslims, you know what I'm saying, doing that with each other. Nah, you won't. You won't. You know what I'm saying? And if they fight amongst each other, man, one group has gotten into politics and the other one didn't. And now they're fighting for different causes, but they're never fighting about religion. And I don't want this to be a religious fight or a black and white fight. It's not. This is about, you know, leadership, rulership, which is all centered around money and power. It is.
Yeah.
And the Duck Dynasty was put into a position that it never was put into their life before. There was a down and out class of people that was overlooked for a long period of time. And now, once they got some attention, we can't be mad that they're getting attention. You can't. They're still people, whether we agree with who they are and what they do. Just like you can't tell. You'll tell me, don't disagree with, you know, a gay community. I would say, I'm not going to disagree with the gay community, but if I don't like their practices, you would want me to be quiet. So I would tell people, if we don't like, you know what I'm saying, Caucasians who might be doing what they're doing, then be quiet. Because they're still people, you know what I'm saying? And sin is sin the last time I remember, no matter what it was. That would be my Christian stance. There are people who are with an opinion. I've seen people out there attack us, man, because they thought we was marching against same-sex marriage. And back in them days when we marched in the streets and we was just marching for family, I heard and saw people really come at us nasty, thinking we was talking against a people group, which a people group now is being recognized and acknowledged, but we can support that people group. You can't tell me as a Christian that, you know what I'm saying, I can't show love over here as well, but I gotta love them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, wrong conversations, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna have them. Those are deep ones. So, you know, I gotta love them and say they're Americans and they just have a different opinion than mine. They're voicing theirs in this way and they have the rights to.
Yo, a lot of bars right there. A lot of bars. I hope you caught them. Definitely prayers to all the families and stuff like that who may have been affected by things that happened at the Capitol. Prayers for our government. Prayers for the church. You know what I mean? And if you are a follower of Christ, a disciple, a person of faith, regardless of what your religious background, do something.
Pray.
Do something.
Pray. The Bible is clear. It says this, man, and this is the one we all quote. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then they shall hear from heaven and they'll heal the land. We'll read that, but then we don't believe it because we think God is finite. So we think he's up there, we're down here, and we got to do it. As long as we think it's something we got to do without him, we'll always miss the thing he would want us to do.
Yeah.
And that is humble ourselves. And what we find in every organization, every march, the Black Lives Matter march was criticized because there was a group of people in it, you know what I'm saying, who wanted to do different than what others was doing. And we backed that up. We was like, nah, they wasn't with us. They not down. Look, they throwing rocks. They busting windows. They're affecting people's business. That's not us. That's a them, right? But then we don't give the same green light that it might have been a them with that group as well, trying to just keep it up. Because we bottle it all together when we get the opportunity to have the opinion. Man. And we can't, you know, because everybody didn't run up in that building. Vernon Jones was up there in Washington. He didn't run up in that building with no trench coat on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some old ladies wasn't running up in that building, but there were some groups. Yeah. There were some people amongst that crowd, just like it was amongst ours, man. And we got to understand that the enemy is cunning, man, and his devices are real, you know, and he's setting some stuff up. So I would want us to look with a different eye.
No, facts, facts. Definitely look for a different eye. We're going to transition real quick and get into everybody's favorite part of the show. It's top 5, baby. All right, so you know top 5 is where we get in a specific topic, and we got to list 5 of our favorite things. You know what I mean? It could be rappers, artists, it could be foods, it could be whatever it is. Because I have a hip hop connoisseur in the building, I decided to test the hip hop knowledge and skill set of my big brother. And so we're going to get into top 5 hip hop groups of all time. Top 5 hip hop groups of all time. It could be in the past, it could be present, it could be, you know, whoever. You know what I mean? Kennedy, I think I already know who your number 1 is, but I do want to. I'm interested to hear your other ones. Okay, so top 5 hip hop groups of all time. You can go 5 to 1. You could cop. A lot of people cop out and be like, you know, in no particular order.
Top
you know what I mean?
5 hip hop groups of all time.
Yeah, who you got? Who you got?
Is there? Do I?
It's up to you. How
All
you
right,
want?
so you know, guys, when I do this, I always do top 5, and I just say, I take it from the full package. I don't break it down, you know, this or that. I just say the full package. Who has it? Who don't? All right. And if you don't got the full package, that's your fault. It's not the top 5.
Right.
Top 5. My number 1 group of all time would have to be Public Enemy.
Oh, I was not expecting that, but okay.
Public Enemy. Number 1. Number 2, De La Soul. Number 3, Run DMC. Number 4, Wu-Tang Clan. Number 5. This is going to be a hard one because it hurts me to say it, but I am in the A. Outkast.
That's a pretty solid list. But I do want to know how you're not gonna put Eric B and Rakim in
only because Eric B wasn't a rapper, Rakim was a rapper, so he would have been solo like LL Cool J.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, although we had, you know, a group, and I said Public Enemy only because Flavor Flav grabbed the mic. If Flavor Flav didn't get on the mic, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a solo group with a lot of people behind him.
That's a strong list.
Yeah, that's a hard one to beat. You know, I put it out there that way because I know X and I know y'all, right? I know X and I know y'all, and I know where I'm in the A, so y'all be like, he ain't gonna put y'all. I put Outkast on there, but Outkast get on my number 5 because of my age. You know, because of my age, coming up in from 86 to 88, you know. Who as a group affected me the most was Public Enemy. You know, all of the stuff we talking about, they were not afraid to rap about. They were not afraid to jump in there, man.
Yeah.
And go at it. We can throw jams on right now today, fight the power, you know, and be like, let's get it.
Yeah.
So as a group, they made the most impact. Skills wise though, you know, we get into skills. The battle between, you know, 2 and 4 was my big one because Wu-Tang Clan, you know, individually, them jokers was nasty.
Yeah.
You know, but I'd never heard them make an album of what as a collective body. It never just made sense. So they just brought together some of the hottest, you know what I'm saying, all-stars in their area and said, let's become a group. But De La Soul, man, listen, De La Soul put out some stuff, man, that changed rap game. It made us enjoy rap music.
Yeah.
When we thought it was just gonna always stay grimy.
Yeah.
You know, them jokers, and they gained the respect from that. Now the beauty is, I just named 2 groups from Long Island.
Yeah.
You know, those was Long Island groups. You know, that did their thing. Run DMC, we'll never be able to take anything away from them. They were pioneers in the game. But Run DMC, I would think they just really caught the break. Run DMC caught the break. They caught rap music right when I grew up though with some legends, man, you know, that never caught real attention. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Run DMC came and got, like, there was a lot of whole, you know, you know, Zulu Nation, them jokers, there was a whole lot of other rappers. Cats rapping.
Right.
In groups.
Yeah.
They wasn't, hot. They were just rappers, parties, and
Yeah.
and parks. Run DMC came out and they learned the blueprint.
Yeah.
Something you said earlier. They got educated, man, and schooled in the rap industry. That was done by Curtis Blow, though. Curtis Blow taught them the industry because he was one of the first one to transition over to it. And he taught them some things that they were able to display that I don't think no one else was able to do at that time, but everybody followed it.
Yeah.
And when groups started to follow it, they started to stay on. But it was more, their skills, their lyrics. It's just like this. Michael Jackson, he was one of the best pop, people ever. But, Michael Jackson wasn't writing nothing. He listened to some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Billie Jean is not the best writing, ever. If I had to say R&B singers, or I was just, singers, I would put, what's my boy? Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. Luther Vandross. I would put him over, Michael. Listen to the lyrics that this dude sings, but then he never reached the status, right? So, Billie Jean.
Mike had decade.
Man in the Mirror.
Mike was,
come on, but you and I, now listen, you and I having this argument would be good because this is what I hear today when I hear some of these rappers. Some of these rappers got very good 4 bars.
Right.
Versus a 16 bar.
Of course.
So,
of course.
when we want to compare rappers today, that's why I'm glad I ain't go with, just my regular top 10. Because cats today, we got a lot of new rappers out there. They got some sick stuff.
Yeah.
But they got 4 good bars.
Yeah.
And those 4 good bars, I hate to say it, will not transcend time.
Yeah.
10 years from now, will you remember those 4 bars?
No, yeah.
Versus that 16 that everybody remembered to sing.
No.
So you gotta, I take that in consideration.
No, I get it. I get it. I don't know.
Michael Jackson had good 4 bars.
Stop it.
In every song.
Stop it. You are not going to disrespect King
in every song.
In my presence. No.
He was the man. Michael Jackson. Listen, I love Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, man. But let me tell you something. Hey, I'm from Queens, New York, and I never thought about having no high waters on and no gloves. So outside of that, I wasn't moved. Mike was doing this thing, and I was like, yo, give me New Edition. Give me New Edition.
But there's no New Edition without the Jackson 5.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. But you said Michael. I like the Michael who had bars when he was little. The Michael when he was little, right? The Michael he was little, he was sick with it. Mike had bars, he was singing, but then Mike learned something through the industry. He learned something through the industry. It don't take all of that to do what? Make money. It did not take all of that. So then he added the package. Mike had the full package. You know who else learned the full package, right?
Who?
Who's number 1 on my list? Who's number 1 on my list?
Go ahead. No, go
Jay-Z. Number 1. No, number 1 is Jay-Z. Because why? He's learned that, guess what? I can have these 16, and then I'm going to add these other things in there, and it's the full package.
Yeah. We got to pay homage and give respect where respect is due. Let's go with Salt and Pepper. We got to give Salt and Pepper.
Why?
First hip-hop rap female group.
Oh, so they got to be in the top 5 to the female. I get you. We want to be.
What female rap group is bigger than Salt and Pepper?
But if you're gonna give them the same comparison and challenge, they're better than their skills wise, and their songs was better than anybody on my top 5. Like if you had to go to a show and you said, today we're gonna go see any of my top 5, or we're gonna go see Salt and Pepper. You gonna go see Salt and Pepper?
What I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Excerpts. I'm sorry. Excerpts. It's all good though.
Listen,
go finish your top 5.
I might see
Salt and Pepper.
I might see Salt and Pepper over De La Soul personally. I might see Salt and Pepper over De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? But
push it.
Yeah, push it, exactly.
Push it.
Shut up. Push it is you can hear push it in a commercial now. Okay?
They do. And my girls, not my son, they're like, push. I think y'all better stop that.
All right.
But go ahead, you good though. Salt and Pepper, you're number 1.
Salt and Pepper's
Are they number 5?
They're number 5.
Number 5, okay, got you. You
number 5. Salt and Pepper's 5. 4, I'm gonna have to give it to A Tribe Called Quest.
Nice.
Tribe Called Quest. You can't really, Phife, Jerobi,
2 good albums.
Q-Tip.
2 good albums.
They still classics.
Yeah, but you told me.
They got
But no, they're good.
And they shape.
They good.
And they shape the transition of New York hip hop, and that what's the word? It was kind of, I forgot what the name was, but it was like with Jungle Brothers, De La Soul, all. Tribe
they were all a family.
Right, and
they were all a family.
Tribe was like pushing that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we gotta give Tribe their respect.
I like the Tribe.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take your Run DMC
As number 3?
as number 3.
Where did I have them at?
Got it?
I had them at 3, right?
I think Run DMC, definitely. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean?
How you gonna not have them?
Right, Run DMC. All right. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Wu-Tang.
Okay.
I gotta go Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? I almost wanted to do just Red and Meth. I almost just wanted to do Red and Meth, but I can't just give you Red and Meth. You know what I mean? And then disrespect with ODB, with RZA and Jizza and you know what I mean? I Ghostface and Raekwon the shit. I can't. I'll be doing disservice. What number am I at now?
You got that was number 2. Now you're
number 2. Number 1, I have to give it to Outkast.
I thought you were gonna give it to Crisscross.
Shut up. I have to give it to Outkast. I can't. I have to give it to Outkast. I have to. Outkast, you know, they shaped Atlanta hip hop. There's no Atlanta without them. But then their bars, like their storytelling, how their storytelling, their bars, what they can do outside as individuals. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a phenomenal group. I definitely want. You know, it was really hard for me. You know what I mean? Because I also thought about Dipset, the Diplomats, Cam, Jim Jones, Jewel, what they did to New York hip hop. You know what I'm saying? G Unit also is a definitely a force to be.
Because we're in the 6 to 10.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I always give you honorable mentions. You know what I mean?
Because in my hard 6. My hard 6 was EPMD.
Right. I mean,
my hard 6 was EPMD.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Those are definitely legendary artists. I just have to Outkast is like, yo, you can. I don't know if you can find a better duo that can out rap them, make better songs, have better success, platform, and legacy. There are people today still wanting an Andre 3000 verse. Big Boy is still on the charts. You know what I mean? Today. You know what I mean? From when they came out. And yes, as far as the rest of them, they paved their way. Hip hop groups are a rarity nowadays. You barely can find a good one that at least stands the test of time. But I feel like those 5 are really good, and as well as our honorable mention. So
I think if we did a versus today, and we did a versus between Outkast and Public Enemy.
You think Outkast is not going to win?
I think Outkast will. I think now because one, you got to bring all the people, you got to bring both audiences together, right? Right. I think Public Enemy has had a better West Coast effect. Mm-hmm. But then Outkast moved Midwest, you know what I'm saying, a little bit down.
I'm thinking song for song. I'm thinking song for song, right?
When we go song for song, right? Because their styles are still so different. In today's climate, you put on some of Public Enemy's top 5s, right? In this day's climate. You're not gonna get to some of the best of Outkast because they came out at a happier time in music. They came out more like they were more of a Fresh Prince, summertime. Summertime was a banger, you know what I'm saying? Getting Jiggy with it was a banger. When you got songs that will make people party, it's gonna.
But they also have songs like Elevated, which is one of their top songs. Yep. You know what I mean?
Give me 5 of them though. You gotta give me 5 of them.
5 just Outkast songs, period. Or 5
that you're gonna be bangers. Yeah, 5 bangers.
Let's go with Elevators. Let's go with Rosa Parks. Let's go with yes. Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson.
That's what it's my number one.
I got, you know,
you gotta play that first.
Of course, I got Hey Ya, but I wouldn't put it. But I mean, I got Hey Ya. I got I Like the Way You Move. I got Jazzy Belle. I got.
When you get into jazz, everybody's not singing.
You know what I mean? But
you're just a music person. You know that one very well.
All I'm saying is, Cass got a large. I think they got a larger body of work. And if we're gonna do verse, you know, you could add features. Public Enemy that the world will know. Okay, Fight the Power gonna get probably it's gonna either be a draw or that's gonna be a point on them, right? You know what I mean? But after
the whole world knows. You talking about,
yeah, but what I'm saying is after Fight the Power, right? Unless you're a student like you know what I'm saying? Okay. The world's not gonna rock with. But everybody know I Like the Way You Move. Everybody, me and your daughter got a special thing going on. No. You say it's popular, I say it's love going on. What?
My children don't.
Ever?
Yeah, my children.
People don't know.
You and I know that. You and I know.
Okay. All right. But I think it would be a good battle.
It'll be a good battle.
I think it'll be a good battle. I don't know if we'll ever see it.
You know, them and Public Enemy, man, that'd be good. But heck, you know, you wouldn't put them lyrically up against Wu-Tang.
No.
We wouldn't put, you know, either of them lyrically up against Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, just lyrically.
Yeah.
So we would have to go with what everybody will know.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's hard to beat Ice Cream, and it's hard to beat Ice Cream. It's hard to beat Cream. It's hard. Wu-Tang is. It's hard to beat. Protect Your Neck.
You grab your top five,
right?
You know, hottest dudes, and you put them together.
They're not Method Man, Raekwon, or the Chef. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So you know, but I like your top five. I just think your number five. You're being biased to your audience, and I understand.
I'm being respectful of the culture.
See, it's not the culture. We gotta see why we gotta talk culture and you mixing it with craft.
I'm not.
If it's craft, if you say, yo, my best top five basketball players of all time, but then you want to pick a girl just because they playing it, come on, bro. Then you gonna push a dude who you know is nicer down to number 6 just because you gotta put a girl in there. If we gonna ball. And I know our women would say the same. They would say, don't pick me because I'm a girl. They would say, yo, pick me because of my skills. You picked a female group.
Who you're saying Salt and Pepper don't
is
have
a number
skill.
5.
You're saying they don't have skill.
Listen, let me tell you.
Is that what you're saying?
Over EPMD? No. No. Over EPMD? No.
I respect that.
But listen, they have history because they were out trending and doing things before EPMD came out. You know, they was out with, you know, our boys, you know.
Stop it. All right.
They were nice, man. Salt and Pepper. Shout outs to Salt and Pepper. They from my area, man. Listen, I didn't even name my Queens guys.
You did.
I love them. You know what I'm saying? But we had Onyx. We got a whole lot of groups.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, we definitely.
When we talking about, I said package. And when I say package, I'm talking about if it banged on today, you put it on right now, would it make the crowd move? Can it play at the club and everybody will jam to it? Some people got songs that we just know.
Yeah.
But I know some songs that'll come on today that my kids will play.
Yeah.
My kids be like, oh.
Yeah.
And they don't know it. Now, that's the package. That package got to be able to inspire another generation.
Right.
I don't know if Queen Latifah, you know what I mean? Queen Latifah got less shine today than our girl,
Cardi, Nicki.
Yeah, come on. You know, you call them out and people like, yeah, you like, yo, but Queen Latifah, she was the standard.
Yeah.
You know, she was the standard.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
But different generation runs by different rules. But I respect your top 5. You know, you ain't gotta respect mine.
I like yours. Except for your number 5. I think his 5.
You know what I mean?
His 5 was good, except number 5. You know.
All right.
Man, I wouldn't put that on a mixtape and play it. Like right. You would play a song from Salt and Pepper and drive down the street and be like, yo, I'm sorry, y'all.
I'd blast Push It. I don't care.
You're blasting. You're a DJ. You're a DJ.
Yo, you can't exactly. You can't tell me I drop Pusha in any party at any place.
Hey, you watch all of them old ladies get out there.
Salt and Pepper's here. Salt and Pepper's here. Okay, it's happening. But for all of
my old ladies.
Shout out to all the old ladies in the back of the 80s with the big hoop earrings. You know what I mean? The door knockers. Shout out to you. Anyway, I appreciate
they'll dance to that when they come on in church.
Exactly, they would. Drop Pushing on Sunday and see what happens. You know what I mean? Yo, we appreciate y'all. I know we take up a lot of time. Kendi, let the people know how to get in contact with you, where they need to find you, follow you, and all that stuff.
Oh my goodness, man! I'm so accustomed to X doing this to everybody else. I don't remember the last time I told people how to find me. I'm not giving you my phone number, and you know, you can find me on all social media platforms at Miak Ministry. Just Miak Ministries. Now we just said Miak Ministry. But find my dog, man. I got a dog website I want everybody to go to right now. Check out some of my dogs, man. It's Winsome, WINNSOME, Winsome and LNS Kennels. You go out there, you'll find those, man. And I got some amazing dogs that I'm starting to work with. That's about to change the game in another arena. I bred my dogs with Big Boy in them, man. I was doing all my breeding back in the days when we were breeding dogs and selling them. And now, after the 10 years of pastoring, now I'm getting back into, you know, reintroducing myself to this world, and all of these guys are into a whole new world. So just imagine if you got back into rap today, you know, what would you really rap like these guys and want to dress like them? You know, so if I'm getting into the dog world, I know I'm still bringing me into it. You have to ask yourself that question as well. How do we revolve and still stay, you know, very much so relevant, and we don't stray away from the blueprint.
Facts. Well, I believe in giving people their flowers while they're alive. And so, not only I appreciate you blessing the Crowns Up podcast, but as always, I mean, you know, we family, you know how I feel about you, but I want to say it publicly for the world. Yo, I appreciate everything you've ever done for me. I appreciate everything that you poured into me. It has not gone to waste. I still hear you in the back of my head sometimes when I'm doing something. And without you, like I said, I don't think I would be the man I am today. So I definitely appreciate you coming to my life, blessing my family, and being a stand-up individual, man.
Amen. I want to see if he learned something. If you had to grade your podcast, how would you grade it?
I believe it is a A.
Amen. He learned something. He done grew.
I grew.
Love you guys, man. Yo, thank you guys. And remember, don't let the crown tilt and don't drop your head. Crowns up.
As always, keeping your crown fit and your soul lit. #1 place for hip hop, faith, and culture. Keep your crowns up. I love y'all. Be blessed.